What's going on, my good people? This your boy Life Up the Entertainer here to bring you some action at the Labor Day Classic Battle of the Bands. Okay, I want to be grading their stand battles. Okay, so there are 10 participants in this band battle. Now, what I'm going to be grading, I'm not grading a band versus a band. It's a death match in my eyes. Okay. Now it's a lot to grade for 10 bands, okay? So it's a lot to grade. So I definitely wanted to get this content out there for y'all so y'all can meditate on and everything. But we got Jackson, UAPB, Langston, Grambling, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Alcorn Valley, Southern, and Talladega. Okay, that's a lot of bands. Okay, a lot of bands, and so something to look at overall. I think, on a side note, just to throw this out here, it's so much to gather, So I'm going to try to do my best to try to capture everything. And granted, I'm just one person. So this is my opinion, and I'm giving to you raw and uncut. But I'm going to tell you this. Because I'm one person, I might not catch everything that y'all catch. But I'm catching what I can hear. And that's going to be straightforward. I'm not showing any favoritism or anything like that, but I'm going to keep it to you raw and uncut. Okay, so if it sounds good to me, it sounds good to me. If it sounds bad to me, it sounds bad to me. That's just how the cookie crumble, but I'm giving you my honest critique on it. Okay, so, I'm going to try to do my best to capture all the footage directly, not trying to skip anybody, trying to get everybody in. Now, I know in the beginning of this video with Killer Kev, I think he kind of started a little late, so I saw him before this Talladega starts off the battle, and I'm gonna try to go with Showtime just to get that, but I'm gonna go back to Killer Kev because I think he has better footage than Showtime. That's just me though, but we're just gonna go with that. So, but yeah. So when it comes down to what we're going to be grading, okay? We're going to be grading for stands. So song selection, power, articulation, arrangement, and overall cleanness. I'm going to have a bonus in the power department, 5, a bonus in arrangement, 5, and a bonus of 5 in clean, okay? For it being clean. So overall, they can showcase their strengths and weaknesses, but I'm going to say, hey, sometimes bands fluctuate in different categories. Every band is different. Okay, so what it looks like, we got a lot of powerhouses in here. So I'm not expecting to hear a lot of clean stuff, but I know for a fact that there's gonna be a whole lot of power, ladies and gentlemen, a whole lot of power in this, and so I'm excited to bring this action towards y'all. Okay, and there's going to be some arrangements. Some people are going to arrange and get that arrangement all the way there, and that cleanness, it's going to be there too. So it's just, you don't know what we're going to see, but I'm excited to see it. Also, by the way, I will be grading that field show, so be looking out for that video soon, okay? But we got a lot to grade, so I'm going to shut up. Please consider liking and subscribing, and let's get to the action. We're going to go with Showtime first to see Talladega's, and then we're going to go back to Killer Kev's footage, okay? I feel like this is like a corral or something. Yeah, let's go back to Killer Kev. He got timestamps on here. No, he don't. So we're going to Showtime. We can skip ahead. Alright. We're skipping ahead. They played that corral. Let's go. Okay. They got it together. Okay, Talladega. Alright. Let's get that a grade. Not bad. Alright. So song selection, I'm gonna give them a 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 13. Articulations, 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 13. All the way around. All the way around on that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get that a grade. They got a 59. 59 on that. Not bad at all. Very strong. That's a very well-rounded score. Alright, moving on. We're skipping all this. There you go. Langston's next. Okay, Langston. They came with that power. They came with that power, man. They came with that power, man. So song selection, I'm gonna give them a 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 14. Articulation is 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get at a grade. They got a 60. They got a 60. Right now, they very up there. They over Talladega by 1. But let's see everybody else's response. Okay, look like Alabama A&M is next.
They told me Clemson was bringing it, but they said they were doing it like that. Right now, I'm standing right here on the field with the one and only. Alabama A&M, what's happening?
Bring it back. Okay. Alrighty. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so Alabama A&M song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 12. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 14. It's actually fairly clean for the majority. They got a 59 on that. 59. Not bad. Not bad. Move it on.
That's what I'm talking about right there, y'all. Alex, what's up, what's up? I got a surprise for everybody. What you get?
We got Alabama State next.
We got action. Yeah. Oh shit.
shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh, that shit was nice. Alabama State, ladies and gentlemen. The heavyweight returns. Oh, shit. Alright. So, Alabama State, sound selection is 10. Power is going to be 15. Articulation's 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 14. I'm going to give them a pen as well because that's a hidden song on the list. You know, that's a strong piece. Woo! Man, that's one of them. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. That was nuts. That was nuts. Well, yeah, that's one of them, fam. That's one of them. Woo. Yeah, fam. My goodness. Man. That was a nice perfect. Oh, my goodness. All right, moving on. Yeah, they came ready. Like UAPB's next. I really did like that arrangement. That arrangement was fire. I just hate that person can't snuck in too early. But song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation is 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness a 9. Okay? You know, some stuff that can be sprucing up in there as well, but, you know, when you sneak in early, that's a major no. You got to come ready for it, you know. Yeah, starting off, that was a major hiccup, but they're going to shake back. I'm hopeful for them. This is one of the bands I said that they can make a crucial, they build over time. So let's go.
Somebody think they in the lead right now. Who winning right now, y'all? Come on.
Okay, we got Grambling. Click the Grambling. Okay. Yeah, Gremlin. Yeah. Turn up. Woo. Cut up trombones. Woo! Them UFOs, fam. Oh my gosh. Woo! Grandma like, fa, 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 fa. Take that with you. Oh, shit. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Look, Grandma's on a mission, man. Grandma's on a mission. Grandma's on a mission, bro. Yo. Alright. Song selections 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 14. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Yeah. They hit them with that super, dog. It's like, let's go. Let's go. We ain't playing no games. Alright, Grand Fam. I hear y'all. They got a 61 on that. A 61. Not bad, Grandma. Woo! Not bad. Not bad at all. Moving on. Grandma said they ready, dog. Let's go. Okay, Alcorn. Let's see what y'all got.
Man, shoot! Y'all don't understand. Let's go! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. Alcorn. Woo! Okay, Tubas. Coming with it. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! That shit was nice. Damn, Alcorn. I was not expecting that either. Yes, indeed, Alcorn. That's it right there, fam. Oh, man. They hit them with that nuke on the side right there, bro. They was like, oh, man. Let me throw this nuke on y'all real quick. Oh, man. Song selections 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Yeah. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. That was nice. I got a 62. Whew. Alright. That's one of them. Alright, moving on.
The Braves are in the building, man. Let me tell y'all something. I've been in Jackson for like the last week. I feel like Jackson is like my second home now. But
Valley. Alright, let's get at a grade. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, Valley. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh. You hear them horns, bruh. You hear them French horns, bruh. Cutting through like butter. Oh my goodness. Alright, song selections 10. Power. Oh, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give them an 11. There's some parts in there I would say that they sounded thin in some parts, like they high brass. Like when it comes down to the trumpets and stuff, they kind of was a little thin in that area, and there was some stuff that just needs to be sprucing up just a little bit if I was to give it some type of critique though. but overall still good. They got a 59. 59. I know. Southern, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Southern has entered the fray. I like the blue they got on. Oh, Southern, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Southern. Oh, my goodness. Alright, sound selections 10, powers 15, articulations 10, arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Wife's cooking, by the way. Alright, they got a 62. They got a 62. Not bad, man. Not bad. Ooh, man. We got some power and we got some, yeah. It's a lot of 62s up here. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Man, I'm not mad at them. This right here? Whew. Yes, indeed. Alright, the last band we got to see is Jackson. So you know I'm excited to see that. So, and then we'll be the first round. We'll be done with the first round. Alright. Let's get it. Alright, let's move next. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, so let's give Valor that. So we're going to say. Go back. Get it good. There you go. That was nice. That was nice. Alright, so song selection, I'm going to give them a 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulations, 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness. Let me cleanness a 13. Very rounded on that. They got a 62. Yeah, they struck hard on that one. They struck real hard on that one. Alright, moving on. They went Super Saiyan by the way, too. Alright, this response. Alright, good fam, let's see what you got. They don't win Super Saiyan in this thing, fam. Okay, Grand fam. Oh, that make me feel good to hear that. Alright, so Sound Selections 10, Power. I'm going to give Power a 15. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. They had the power in that, man, and they had that arrangement was fire. That arrangement was fire. Cleanness is 13. Some minor things they need to be sprucing up on. Some was a little clutterness, but it was definitely better. It was definitely better. I got a 63. I got a 63. Moving on. I was a crowd pleaser right there.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
That was nice. Okay, what wins? Okay, Tubas. Well, eat then, Tubas. Woo, Southern. Yes, indeed. Oh man, they went Super Saiyan as well. Woo! I love seeing shit like this, man. It's a beautiful thing to see all these HBCU bands, and they all kicking some ass. I'm serious. Alright, Sound Selections 10, Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. No, arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. I lied. Give them a 62. Yeah, they got a 62. Not bad. Not bad. Moving on. That was nice.
Alabama State, what's up? They're going first. Let's see what you got. Let's go.
Oh shit. They playing my shit. They playing my shit. Oh, okay. Woo! Swing. Yeah. Yeah. They playing my shit. Yeah, Alabama State. Oh man, that was a give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! That shit was nice. I told myself, I was like, man, I would never think I would hear a band play this. And it was on my hidden list. They got a pin for that shit, by the way. That shit's crazy, man. They played my shit. Oh man, that was nice, Alabama State. They played my shit. They did. Oh my goodness. Alright, song selections 10, power is 15, articulations 10, arrangement. I want to give arrangement 13, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 14. Oh man. That was nice, man. They got a 62. They got a 62 on that one. Oh, that was nice. You talking about a crowd pleaser? That was a crowd pleaser right there. Oh, man. Hey, look. That's 2 pins. That's 2 pins. Hey, look. They hitting that catalog right. Moving on. Something for the respond. Southern, ladies and gentlemen. Southern, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Alright, we in the third round. Southern's the only one in the third round right now. They responded 3 times. And the thing is with this, not everybody is going to be able to respond. I want to thoroughly put that out there. Not every band is going to respond in these rounds. So if they can't carry it to the second or third round or fourth round, whatever, we're not going to grade that round. We're just grading the rounds that every band participated in. So for the first round, we're still waiting on Jackson's response. Southern's all the way in the third round because they hit 3 responses. Okay? So just to throw that out there so y'all know I'm paying attention. So song selection's 10, power is 15. Articulation's 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 12. When they transition into that second part of that song or that spirit mix or whatever, trombones kind of struggled a little bit in that area. Okay? They was doing good. They was pretty much up there. I was going to give them like a 13. But definitely some stuff they need to sprucing up on that. Got a 62. Alright, moving on. Y'all made it this far in the video. Please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Please consider possibly, being a part of the membership program. Just want to throw that out there. Helps your boy out a lot. It's only $2 a month. That's right, only $2 a month. And that will grant you throwback battles, some battles like this, you name it. So I'll be grading that so I can get my opinion on it. I also do drumline battles. If you don't want to do the membership program, there's another way where you can donate to the channel. You can hit that thanks tab below. Whatever donation you give is gladly received, and this will go into me getting YouTube Premium. So sometimes when I be doing my band reaction videos, commercials will pop up. So when those commercials pop up, sometimes they kind of interfere in what I'm trying to do. Okay, so just want to throw that out there. And if you just don't want to do that, that's fine. I appreciate you just giving me a like button. Hit that like button. That's a free digital handshake. You feel me? So with that being said, let's continue. Alabama State will respond back. So Alcorn, we're going to hit Alabama State's version. Okay, Tools. Alright, let's get at a grade. Song selection's 10, by the way. Yes, indeed. They hit that Super Saiyan Blue Guide, man. Alright. So power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 13. They got a 61 on that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I like Alcorn's version better. That's just me though. Since we're doing comparisons now, Alcorn played it first. I like Alcorn's version better. That's just me though. That's just me though. Moving on. Gosh, French horns. Definitely like Alabama State's version better. I definitely like Alabama State's version better. Alright, so let's give that a grade for them. Mississippi Valley's, I want to give them a 10. By the way, Super praise. Alright. Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulations, 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 12. All right. It was some stuff that needs to be worked on. There's some trumpets that were kind of missing in that. Some phrasings can be better too. So, but definitely strong. Hell yeah, definitely strong. They got a 60. Got a 60. All right, moving on. So for our third round, Southern is ahead in the third round. Gremlin is ahead in the second round. In the first round, there's several ties. We're waiting for Jackson's response. All right, moving on. UAPB. at a grade. So sound selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Alright? Only reason why I gave articulation a 9, there's some parts that need to be fine-tuned as far as them hitting those phrases. Like, they need to hit them phrases. Like, you know, when they be straight. For the majority, everything else was straight on the other end, you know. But they definitely put some work in. It's not bad. They got a 59. 59. Okay, UAPB. Alrighty. Moving on. Almost a perfect.
All right, on the field. Y'all give it up for nothing.
UAPB's response again. Okay, Langston. I mean, UAPB. Okay, UAPB. With that Mary Jane. Alright, let's get at a grade. Sound selection, I'm going to give them a 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulations, give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 12. Okay? That was a real tough piece. That pen was all over that, though. They was all over that pen, man. I got to give them that. Power was there. You know, sometimes when it's a tough piece, sometimes that power goes away. Kind of suffered a little bit with the cleanness, but for the majority, they got their first perfect in my eyes. So they did pretty good on that one. They got a 60 on that one. Not bad, UAPB, not bad. All right, moving on.
We got a big announcement real fast. None of this can happen without all of our supporting sponsors. Awards for all the bands today. Y'all make some noise one time for Walmart.
So the response again in the 4th round.
Okay. Southern University. High on the planet in the mix. Pretty cool. Come on.
That's a crowd, please. That was nice. Alright, song selection, a 10. Power, if I can give it higher, I would give it higher. Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulations, 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Not bad. Not bad. Very good. I'm going to give them a 63 on that one. Very strong from Southern. Very, very, very strong from Southern. That was a nice pick. Moving on. Oh, by the way, they went legendary. No, they went Ultra Instinct. They went Ultra Instinct on that. So that's something to highlight as well. Ultra Instinct. Look like Jackson about to respond. Finally. Oh, Jackson. Oh, Jackson. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. Alright. Song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 15. Articulation is 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Let's see what they got. They got a 62. Alright, moving on. Not bad, Jackson. Not bad at all. They're going to bring it back. Southern already ready. They go in a 5th round, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. ready for that boombox. Alright, so Southern, we're gonna get Southern a 10. By the way, they went legendary. Alright. Here we at. We got that legendary status now. We got that legendary status. We gotta give them that. We got that legendary status. Look, they don't win 5 rounds by themselves almost. Southern just got a book. Alright, so Southern's 10 for song selection power. I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulation's 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them 13. Let's get at a grade. They got a 62. Alrighty. So when we look at the first round, everybody was a tie. It was a tie from Jackson, Alabama State, Alcorn, and Southern. Okay. Second place to that we got Grambling. Yeah. Second place in that was Grambling. All right. And then third in that we got to give it to. There's a couple thirds in that, but we get to that later on. All right. But we still got a lot to grade. We just grazing there. We just grazing it. Look like Alabama State's either gonna march off or they about to do their field show. Okay. But yeah, it's crucial. Alright, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds for Southern. Like Southern really exposing a book. I was like, dog. Alright, moving on. Legendary status for Southern. Legendary status for Southern. Alright. Talladega's gonna respond.
Let me do it for where I got my education at. Coming to the field, finna show you something real. You ain't seeing on the edge of 81. Coming down I-20. I ain't gonna do too much.
Woo! Okay, Talladega, let's go.
What we doing, twins? I think I want to go to edge of 81. I want to go where we only got 2 edges in the whole city. All right, Talladega. Okay, Talladega. We're gonna do it for the city one time. Let me grind it out.
Okay. Let's get at a grade. Alright. Sound selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulation's 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 12. They need to work on that ending just a little bit. They kind of hung over just a tad bit at the end, but for the majority, they was hanging on pretty strong. Not mad at that. They got a 60. They got a 60 on that. Not bad at all. So what we waiting on for the second round, we went for Alcorn, Alabama A&M, Langston, and Jackson. I don't know if Langston, I haven't seen Langston for a while. I don't know if they just up and left or what, but hopefully we get a chance to see what if they respond in the second round or not. All right, moving on. I call Tickle. might get chaotic. Alright, you talk about that was chaotic. That was chaotic. Alright. For both of those bands, I can't give them a perfect, but what I can give them is exemption because they both played. So they just get 10 all the way around for both of those bands. Okay? So that'll get a neutral 50 for both. Okay? So they both went Super Saiyan. Okay? I would give them a neutral 50 because they both played at the same time. I wish I could have heard both of them, but you know, when you know both bands, miscommunications on both sides, that's what you get. Alright? But I'm going to give both bands a Super Saiyan rating, but you know, we can't celebrate both of them, but at the same time, but I'm just going to say, hey, they both got a perfect in that. Okay? Because they both outplaying each other. So it's just kind of like, dog, you know? Alright, moving on. Talladaga's going to respond. Okay, Talladega. It's like we might be in this corner, but we finna crank. Oh, alright. They went Super Saiyan Blue God, by the way. Not bad, Talladega. Not bad at all. Alright. Song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 13. Okay? Held they own on that. Not bad. Not bad at all. They got a 61. 61. All right, moving on.
Jackson, Mississippi, y'all having a good time? I say Jackson.
right, let's give them a grade. They on one Super Saiyan as well. Oh man. So sound selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 14. Not bad. Not bad. They got a 63. They got a 63 on that one. Not bad, Jackson. Not bad at all. Alright, moving on. Okay, valid. They're on their fourth song. Oh my gosh. French horns. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Alright, sound selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulation is 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give arrangement. I'm gonna give arrangement a 15. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 12. They had it there for the majority, but the cleanness needs to be worked on a lot. All right. The energy is definitely there. And they went Super Saiyan Blue God. I lied. They went Ultra Instinct. It's hard to keep up with all these bands. My gosh. Man, it's like you got so many kids out here. You doing so much to grade. Alright, they got a 62. I got a 62. I'm going to give them a 62 on that. That's a lot of grade, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lot of grading. The fact that some of these bands are even going a third round to a fourth round to a fifth round, it's ridiculous. Some of them might not even see that fifth round with Southern though. Some even haven't even got to that water yet. I was like, dog. Some of them even got to that point yet. All right, moving on. We're waiting on Langston to try to get something. Let's get that a grade. Langston needs some help on that one. Song selection is 10. Power, I'm giving him a 15. Cleanness, articulations 9. Arrangement, I'm gonna give him a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give him a 9. All right. Just some people missing, some people not attacking together. Articulation is not together at all on that. 10. Let's see. Let's get that grade. Let's not be picking on Langston, but they need to work on that one, man. They need to work on that one. They got a 56 on that one. Alrighty, so when we look at the second round, right now Grambling and Jackson are tied that second round. Third, second place we got Alabama State, Valley, SU. Yeah, those three bands tied in the second. All right. Alrighty, so we on the third round we got a grade. We got one more response from Jackson, Langston, Grambling, Alabama A&M, Alcorn. Okay, let's see what they're gonna get. Okay, but I hate that Alabama A&M and Alcorn played at the same time. I low-key wanted to see what they was gonna respond with, you know. So we're gonna see. Moving on.
We're gonna get into this drum major challenge. We got 3 challenge right here.
You at PB for the response.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Respectfully. We got the drum major. I understand. Hold on, fam. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Let's get that a grade. Alright. Song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. Some parts that needed to be fixed in that as well. Okay? Alright. Let's get that a grade. I got a 54 on that one. 54. Moving on.
This right here really quick. This is the HBCU drum major.
Langston's finna respond again.
Yeah. Y'all belong. All come on, what up, though? Stay with the HBCU flag and we made it. I got it on all, bro.
get that a grade. Alright, song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 14. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 12. Not bad. Not bad at all. They got a 59. They got a 59. Not bad at all. Moving on. Alabama A&M. Let's go. Okay, Alabama A&M. Run it back. Let's get that at a grade. Alright. There was Super Saiyan Blue God. Super Saiyan Blue God in this thing. Sound selection, I'm giving them a 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 14. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Not bad. Not bad. I got a 61. I got a 61. Moving on. The bands are leaving now. Alcohol get the respond. that a grade? Alright, Alcor. I'm gonna give them a song selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 15. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 15. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 12. They had their moments. They definitely had their moments. But I would say that they got to be slightly cleaner. Almost a perfect. Almost a perfect. Not bad though. Alrighty, moving on. On the bands we got to see respond in the third round is Grambling and Jackson. And that's it. That's all that Grambling or Jackson decides to respond. Thanks for respond. One second, y'all. Alright, let's get at a grade. Song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 13. Almost a perfect. Almost a perfect. They just got to work on attacking together for the majority. Okay? I got a 58. 58. Moving on. Let's see something. All right, moving on.
We got a 3-year-old in round 5. A long 3-year-old named Andrea.
Oh, Jackson ain't that personal. Let's give that a grade. It looked like they was just about to, they just got done doing a field show. That's what it looked like. So, we want to grade and see how this looks for this band. We was able to successfully grade 2 rounds. You know, there was a third and the fourth round, and Southern went the distance and did 5. Okay, so you got to give Southern this extra credit for going 5 rounds, but we're not going to count that against every other band. Every band has to respond for it to count. Alright, I wanted to throw that out there. Alright, so who was the strongest band? Okay, so let's get all these grades added up, and then we're gonna go. Okay, we're not grading the third or fourth round from these bands, and we're not grading the fifth round from Southern either. Alright, but we just strictly grading the first and second round, what every band responded. Okay? Alright. So we're gonna start with Jackson's, and we're gonna work our way on down. Okay? Alright, so Jackson got a 125 for UAPB, 115, Langston, 116, Grambling, they did really good. They shocked a lot of people today. 124. Alabama A&M. I'm going to give them a substitute. I want to make it fair for them because they was able to respond of Alabama A&M and Alcorn. So I'm going to substitute their third song. Since they had a clash, I gave them an exemption. So I'm going to substitute their third song. Alright, so let's redo that. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You feel me? Because that wasn't right. It's not right. Nah. 120. Alabama State. 124. Alcorn. 123. Valley. 121. Southern. The MVP, I guess you can say. 124 for them going the distance. Alright, Talladega. 119. Alright. So, who was the top band? Okay? Alright, we're going to do some arranging here. 1 second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is my verdict. Okay. Jackson was the strongest band out of this group. Okay? They was the strongest band out of this group. I'm going to give my rankings in a second, and I'm going to give out my dub. Okay? So, what I'm going to give. Alright? Jackson was just slightly stronger than these bands. Just slightly stronger. If you can say second place is very STEM. Okay? But we're going to show that the power rankings in a second. So, if we was to rank number 1, Jackson. Number 2, I'm going to give it to Southern because they went the extra mile. After Southern, I would give it to Alabama State. After that, I would give it to Grambling. Grambling is a sleeper pick in this battle. Even though they did 2 responses, they was a sleeper pick in this battle. Okay? Alcorn is 3rd place. Valley is 4th. Alabama A&M 5th. Talladega 6th. Langston 7th. UAPB 8th. Okay? that's my verdict as far as the power rankings is concerned in this battle. Okay, but those three bands were really neck and neck at the top for the second place. So, but that's my ranking as far as that, as far as consistency is concerned. I think all these bands did great. It was very entertaining to see. I can't wait to grade the field shows. Okay, so don't get sour because your band didn't get a dub out of this. This is just my opinion. But everybody can get a dub in the field shows, and I can grade that as well. So I'm excited to bring that energy to y'all so y'all can see what that looks like as well. Okay, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson got another dub on their name. They are 3-0. 3-0. Not bad. These bands other bands that participated do not get an L or a loss for their record, but wanted to get that out there to y'all, to the public. They are 3-0. Okay. Some bands don't have an eventful season for them to even see that. So hey, they're starting off with a 3-0 record. We're gonna see what they look like long term when they come across these giants again. Okay. So I'm excited. So they got Grambling they got to worry about. They got to worry about Southern, Alabama State. Who else? Alabama A&M, Alcorn. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see these bands show up and do their thing. So it's some stuff. It's some stuff. So I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know it was chaotic, to watch this video. It's a long video. Okay, very chaotic, but we got through it. We did it. So I'm finna get up out of here, man. Like I tell you always, deuces.